It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and there he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello and welcome to this wonderful episode of Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. My name is Afa Acho and I have Salifu Usman right here with me.
Thank you, Alpha. Good to be back on the show here.
On this episode of Sports Orbit, we have so much in store for you. The Super Eagles are in the news. Maduka Oke is in the news. Of course, Anthony Joshua is also in the news. But first, we'll begin with the Super Eagles. Out of the 24 players who have been invited for the World Cup clash against Liberia and the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde, 21 players are already in camp, with the likes of Osimhen and Igalo still being expected. Salifu, as of this morning, the camp of the Super Eagles is bubbling with 21 players. As of by this time, we are expecting that some players might have also arrived, but we have yet to hear that. But by today, the camp should be full, and it's reported that their first training is likely to be held later in the day today.
Well, first and foremost, let me commend the player. Our players, in fact, the Super Eagles player, the attitude that they are displaying recently is quite commendable. Find these new attitudes of reporting to camp early is quite encouraging, and I appreciate them, recommend them for that effort, and I think that they should be able to sustain it. It is good that, unlike the past when a camp will open almost 4 days, you say the players have to report to the camp, they use that option to fly to go and see their family to move around. But now the new set of this player, I'm assuming there's commitment. I also commend the coach of to that discipline that they show the player report to camp on time. Yes, most of them have the match during the weekend, on Sunday and Saturday. And yes, like this morning, I would regularly say almost all the players are already in camp, and that is good. And you can kudos to them. Now they have the matches on Thursday. So they'll be able to have training today. And probably training. They're going to play on Saturday.
Yeah.
The match is on Saturday, and
We have at least like 3 days of.
almost like they're going to have almost 3 days before this training before the match on Saturday, and that is quite commendable.
So the players in camp so far, I mean, almost everybody is in camp except for, of course, Victor Osimhen and the returnee,
Igalo.
Odion Igalo, who are yet to
And the new guy, John
hit camp. Yeah, absolutely.
The new guy.
As of this morning, Captain Ahmed Musa, Samuel Chukwueze, Moses Simon, Kenneth Omero, Joe Aribo, Leon Balogun are among the players who arrived in camp yesterday. Looking ahead to this encounter with this kind of squad we have, what are you expecting going into that encounter?
Yeah, I always say that Super Eagles, Nigeria is privileged at the moment to have this kind of squad we have at the moment. And it's just
But some might say the only missing piece in this thing is the technical aspect.
Yes, that is what we like now. Let's hope that the inclusion of Salisu Yusuf will be able to make some difference, if not bringing the total what Nigeria is looking for, but at least to add some bite into the attack, into the technical group. If not, looking at the Super Eagles team at the moment, the play we have from the defense, from the only thing, if I may, is the only thing that is missing the Super Eagles team, as I say, is just a natural attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
That is what we are lacking, the natural attacking midfielder who distribute the ball. But that's the only thing. But from the defense, from the holding midfield, the left and the striker, we have it in abundance. And we understand that the Super Eagles at the moment, what we have is enough, and just like you say, is a technical input that is how to have somebody, to have implement is another thing, but to be able to make use of the implement is another thing. But Nigeria at the moment, we have the defense, we have the implement, which is the players. We have the players and have all this. But what we are lacking at the moment, and anybody can testify, is the technical know-how of the netball team. Technical to be able to manage these players. We have in abundance and in store. To be able to manage these players and to give for Nigeria what we are looking for. That is missing. We pray that the inclusion just like we cry that Joseph Yobo, yes, Joseph Yobo is a former national, former international, former captain of the team. He has done Nigeria proud for many years, but in terms of coaching abilities, it's not yet there. It's not yet there yet. And let's look at the inclusion of Salisu Yusuf into the team now. He was part of the team before he was have an issue. The match fixing, alleged match fixing scandal. He was edged out of the team. Went to Rangers and now he's back into the team. Let's say he's coming back, we'll be able to add something to the team. But I don't have any fear against playing against the Liberia. As I was going to say, Liberia, I don't think whatever reason Super Eagles play into their team and be able to play according to their match plan. I don't think Liberia should give any Super Eagles any challenge. And more importantly, that Liberia have lost their own opportunity of playing at home. They are playing in the neutral ground. Yes, it may be technically Liberia home, but it's a neutral ground.
The recall of Coach Salisu back to the Super Eagles, like you said you feel some of his technical input, but usually in teams like this, you have a head coach, an assistant coach. At the end of the day, the buck stops at the table of the head coach. Do you think Ganadro is that kind of person who would like to take advice or take some inputs? And do you think the input of these assistant coaches is actually being implemented by the head coach?
Well, but just like we said before now, we hope because some of us were crying, some of people were even crying. Even I saw some of the Nigerian coaches who were saying that the Netron is missing service of assistant. People were saying, some coaches were saying that Yobo was not good enough to give him the assistant he need. And now, so let's hope that the coming back of the just like Salisu used to do, will be able to fill that gap. And another thing, most of even the world class coaches who are seeing this world, the life of Guardiola, the life of Mourinho, the life of Anthony Conte, and them there, even some of the national, you see that they are big, the one wear the shoe, but often that the job is not done. It's not done enough by them. If you went to the Mourinho, for instance, you went to the Mourinho coaches team, Mourinho has the backroom staff of coaches who are feeding him with a lot of information. Yeah. So definitely, either raw or not, we're going to make use of this input that will be given by that. It's yet to be seen, but there are hopes that Salisu Yusuf coming back to the team. I'm not saying Salisu Yusuf is one of the fantastic coaches that will be able to turn things around, but let's look that 2 years, as people say, 2 years are better than 1. Now he has somebody to consult with. I saw one of the clips today where they were sitting together, having a meeting together, sharing ideas together. Maybe let's hope that he's coming back, will be able to add some things into the thing, and I'll help to that the raw will be able to listen to him. Before we he doesn't have that input. Now he has somebody who's sitting on the bench and also looking at the team, watching from a different view and from his own different view, and put their heads together. Just like I said, 2 heads is better than 1.
The inclusion of a certain John Noble. Well, to be honest with you, this is the first time I'm hearing of this player. Yeah. Do you think it's a good development? At least he's a home-based player, goalkeeper rather, and he's been included, for Zoho, who is not, on the team.
Well, I will not celebrate this as a good development for the home-based players because it's just an emergency situation. It's an emergency situation, and for God knows,
not like it was planned that.
Not that he was planning to have in the team, and at the same time, he's a goalkeeper, and there is no any likely chance except for natural situation or God situation. If not, there's no any likely that he's going to play.
Absolutely.
There's no likely that he's going to play. The first goalkeeper is Maduka Okoye, and Hobson is having second player, so he will just come in as a third goalkeeper. So there's no any likely that he's just there to fill in the gap in case that of emergency that those 2 players, first keepers have injury, second player have injury, will be able to come in. So I will not celebrate that as a good development for the home goalkeeper. If you're looking at out of the 24 teams you have in the camp, nobody is from our local league. And at the same time, you don't even blame the coach. Do you invite a player who are sitting at home to go and play game? No.
All right, still talking about goalkeepers. The news reaching us suggests that Maduka Okoye has finally secured a move to the Premier League now for Watford. And of course, former Super Eagles goalkeeper Ike Shoromu and Abiodun Barua have congratulated Maduka Okoye following his move to the Premier League outfit Watford on Monday. And the move is moving from Sparta Rotterdam of Holland to the English Premier League, although the fee was not disclosed, but I think this is a very good move to move from the Dutch league into a big league, what is considered by many as the best league in the world, the Premier League. And for a goalkeeper, this is no mean feat because, especially for Nigerian goalkeepers, it's been a long time since we had a Nigerian goalkeeper play in the top league, because a lot of our goalkeepers are either playing in one league somewhere. I can't remember the last time we had a goalkeeper who was playing in the top league. I mean, outside of Eyama, who played in France for so many years.
French League One.
Yeah, French League One. I can't remember the last time we had a goalkeeper playing in one of the top 3 or top 4 leagues in Europe. And here Maduka has secured a move to Watford, to one of the best league, if not the best league in the world.
Yeah, congratulations to Maduka Okoye. That's a big boost to his career. And I also commend him for taking either he did a big cut or whatever, I think he big up to move to the most lucrative league, the most worst league, the most followed football league in the world. And that this also gives an opportunity for Nigeria's fans to also see him week in, week out, if he gets opportunity to play in the Watford team. He's not just moved to England, he's moving to the mainstream of the Premier League. Watford at the moment they are doing well in the Premier League, and at the same time he has most of his compatriots, William Ekong, again a third board, then he's almost 3 of them in the same club. Come in to stabilize in the Watford will not be a problem for him because he already have his compatriot and his colleague of the national team already in the team. So you find it easy to fit into the club, and we pray that he'll be able to have, if you give him the opportunity, he'll be able to smash the number 1 share. That's our prayer now, and that will be a good credit and a good boost for the Super Eagles. Kudos to Okoye, and that is the first time we're having a Nigerian goalkeeper going to play in the Premier League.
Actually,
that's the first time the Nigerian keeper playing in the Premier League. Mr. Nemanyama almost trying to go into the Premier League. There was a player that Arsenal is not to sign him, but unfortunately he ended up playing in the League, French League One. So, but after that, he fizzled out. So let's pray that Maduka will be able to not just move there, be able to have opportunity to play. That's a kudos and congratulations to you, and also congratulations to Nigeria. We have one of our own really as if goalkeeper for the first time. If I'm not mistaken, this is I think he will be the first African player, but I'm not too sure of him. But I hope he's the first African goalkeeper to move into the Premier League, if I'm not mistaken.
Apart from Mendy of Chelsea.
Mendy of Chelsea.
Yeah. You see, with this move now, I think this goes a lot to maybe sort of justify his inclusion in the Super Eagles. I remember the first time when he came into the Eagles squad, not much was known about him. Then he was playing for, I can't remember the club then in Germany. They were even in the 2nd division. But somehow Gennard Roth discovered him, brought him. I remember the first time he came, some section of Nigerian fans and analysts were a bit skeptical about him because not much was known. But he came into the team, and not long after, he became our number 1 keeper. With this move now, I think it goes to show that there are some qualities that he possessed right from the onset for him to come into the team, not staying long, and snatch the number 1 shirt from the likes of Uzoho and Agbe and the rest of them who have been in that team for quite a long time.
If you even look at the Okoye by natural status, he's a delight goalkeeper for any coach because he has the height. So any coach wanted to have him as a goalkeeper because he has the natural height of any goalkeeper or possess. And at the same time, at the time Rod discovered him and brought him to the team, just like many people were skeptical about him. But at that time, even when in the first match, he was still 2 which is normal. But all of a sudden, he has really growing confidence, develop confidence, and started building that. Now here we are. He's going to play in the Premier League. So congratulations. So sometimes you say, "Oh, we say are not too bad." Everything we say bad are not all bad about Raw. Yeah, so one good, but
Absolutely, actually. All right, viewers, we still have so much in store for you. Of course, the Minister of Sport, that is also in the news, complaining by giving reasons, why football state government own football club, saying this is not the way to go if we must develop our football. That and many more we have in store for you when we come back from this quick break.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
And we are back, and our next story on the news today, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mr. Sunday Dare, has identified government ownership of football clubs and lack of professionalism as factors that have kept Nigeria's domestic football in stagnation. In his opinion, he suggesting that too much government interference, especially in football, has really not helped our domestic league to progress. And he made this statement while defending the budget of the ministry before the House of Reps. But come on, he's the minister. If he, as a minister of government, is crying over government intervention in football especially, so we who are stakeholders in the private sector and the media, what should we be saying? Because he being a government official should be the one who will take the lead and find a way of providing the necessary enabling environment to see how there can be a lot of private investment, private ownership of football club. Like you rightly mentioned, apart from Ifan Yuba, Remo Stars, and of course MFM, every other club in MPFL is owned by government.
Well, it's not. If you look at what he's rightly saying, He's not talking about the government interference. What he's trying to say is he's not telling us anything new. He's telling us what we already know.
No. Yeah.
He's saying that yes, we have even seen on this stage, we have seen say on this platform several that government owning a club is not the way to go. It's not helping our football development, and you can testify to it. And just like if you're looking out of 20 Premier League we have, except MFF, and Ifeanyi.
Yeah.
Even this MFM and Ifeanyi, are they able to run? No, they are privately sponsored, but are they able to run professionally? No. Yes, no. And the new monster that just did the professional. Even every other club in Nigeria Premier League are owned by state government. And look, if you look at it vividly, out of all this club, there's nothing like professionalism about how we run club in this country. Even within our, even compared within our Africa domain, not even going outside the African continent. This is Africa, we are not running the club in a high level what's being run in other African countries. Even small minor countries, the DP Mozambique of Congo, these are small club. But DP Mozambique is being run professional, and you can see some of the people there, what they're it's all about private club on your own. Go to South Africa, the same thing. Go to Egypt, go even within Africa, within the domain. We have private club being run as and all those being run by private. But when it comes to Nigeria, all almost 99% or 92% owned by government. And now, if you look at it, most of this government, for instance, apart from Enyiba, most of the football club you mentioned in this country that have a pitch on this team.
Yeah.
No single club in Nigeria, apart from Enyiba, that have a pitch. All the state government club, what they are making, plus the state government, national government stadium.
Exactly.
And some don't even have a stadium. They have to travel to another state to play their league match, to play their matches. Is that what we call club? What we have here is just assemble of people. But simple of just players without any structure. There's no any structure in place to say this is a club. They just player, coach, and then they move around. There's no club. There's nothing. So by that standard, there's no how we can progress.
But some private, concerns. Some of the reasons why they're giving for them not really going ahead to own clubs, because even the private, few private people who own football clubs have always said they do this more or less not because they want to make money out of it. It's more like a charity thing, because the way the environment is structured here in Nigeria, it's difficult for a private concern to go into, running of a football club and actually make money, run it like a business. At whose doorstep do you put this blame? The private people or the government? Because I know that if the government makes the environment conducive, people want to come in. Because most club owners, I know, will want to invest, but a situation where you put your money into a venture and you're not getting returns, I don't think people want to go into that kind of venture.
No, people will not want to go into it because business is all about investment and getting the return for your investment. If you don't get the return for your investment, there's no negotiation. We are not doing charity work. We are investing to earn money. But in Nigeria, just like the minister is trying to say that the idea of every club being owned by the government, you can't just come and be a different person in the field of the whole means everything is wrong. And at the same time, even the government can also own a club, but run it professionally through the private system. For instance, let's take the example that like now, Enyiba, for instance, or Canopilla, for instance, as a state government by state government. If a state government, look, how many clubs in this country give their annual report of what their report of investment, what they're able to do every year? No. None of them present their report of their investment, what they do, what the transaction, how many players move in, how many players move, what they make, what they earning, what they don't. They just it's being run by the government. Just government just put money there, and there's no accountability. There's no any feedback or how money was this way. And that is why, because the club is just at the whim and caprice of the governors. The governors also appoint one of his political aides or political talk, somebody who fight for him and ensure he win the election, somebody who knows nothing about football and just as a club chairman. And what he told him is that his own of it is being compensated for for what he was able to do for the governor. And once the budget dropped, he just split the budget. We have a story. There was one story about allegedly about one of the northern club, when the club chairman on the table, he alleged that he will be paying a player 400,000 naira per month, but at the end of the national payment he's paying the player is 40,000 naira per month. But on the paper, he's allegedly paying 400,000 for a player. For every reason, you see that he's saying, but on the Russian, what the player collected every month is 40,000 naira. So this and in this kind of a scenario, in kind of all those things, there's no club license, there's no player license, there's no guarantee that the players all those. There's no how we can go in this kind of situation, and that's what the minister is saying. If if we must grow, we need all hands must be on that, and even there's lawmakers. There's not by legislation. There's supposed to be a legislation. We're not saying that government, because this is part of the country, we're not saying that government should completely hands off his hands for football. But yet, government can own a club, but it can be managed professionally. Don't just give it to your political talk or your political area or your political person to manage the club and without asking questions. Whoever should be there should be able to account for what club. Football is a business. But in Nigeria, no club, most of the club, none of these clubs are earning money. Not to say they are not earning money. They are earning money from the player, but none of them give a return back.
All right, away from that quickly, and we'll go to boxing, where former world heavyweight champion Mike Tyson has offered to help Anthony Joshua in his rematch against Alexander Usyk. Do you think this will be a good one for him? Mike Tyson, we all know, is, when you're talking about boxers, he's one of the boxers who you put your name as one of the greats of all time. He has offered to see how he can help Anthony Joshua. Do you think this will make any difference in his rematch against Alexander Usyk?
Well, in any scenario, the kind of Anthony Joshua need all help, all need that can be able to him to redeem his image back. But at the moment, he's facing a lot of challenges. He has a top mountain to climb. But this match will either make him or mar him completely from his career. If he lose this match again, that means automatically this negotiating working will say goodbye.
Of course.
But to coming back to the record again will be very, very, very difficult. So if Mike Tyson say he's going to help him or to offer him, I don't think he has anything special, but just to offer him assistance and just a technical advice on how to do the build to be. Yes, we cannot claim to know it all. Anthony Joshua cannot know it all. There are some of the tricks, some of the tactics, the legend Mike Tyson will definitely have that Anthony Joshua may not have. So bring your own idea and add it to what has happened and his contribution maybe that will definitely help you, because the guy need all help for him to redeem his image.
All right, away from that and still onto football, where Xavi Hernandez, new Barcelona coach, has come out to say, "I will restore rules and order at Barcelona." The former Barcelona legend feels that some things are wrong and he feels that some of the things that they as players during their time at the camp, the rules, the order that they once met at Barcelona, some of those things are non-existent, and he feels those are some of the reasons why Barcelona is not doing too well. But he has come to say that with his return back to the Camp Nou as a coach now, the first thing he's going to do is to restore some order of discipline and rules back to the club. Do you think this is what Barcelona needs at this point in time?
I wish him well. In more, apart from Barcelona, in any club that order and rules, there's no how you can function effectively. You need to the players out there, the coaches, all the managing, the staff of the particular needs to obey. Even in the media house, even in any setting, without rule and regulation, they don't function well, and they feel that there's no rule and regulation at the moment in Camp Nou. And according to him, he's a legend, he's a player of the company, he played for Barcelona for many years. I think I can say he played his entire football career in Barcelona. He just went to Qatar to just play for money and get that. If not, he played all his football career in Barcelona, and it's one of the and there's nothing that left to be won that he has not won in football. So even the players you are seeing is somebody who has played these games, who knows better, who has played to the highest level. World Cup, he has won the World Cup, he has won Champions League and won Champions League. Spanish La Liga title, any title he has won it. So there's nothing a player who's aiming for that he has not achieved. And definitely you stand a better chance to tell any player and to correct any player that wanted to go against his rule. So definitely Barcelona needs to be reviewed. And just like you say, we hope he'll be able to review the Barcelona, but our player he will not turn, because sometimes, yes, Pep Guardiola was a former player of the Barcelona. He came from they bring him from the second team and was able to succeed within the twinkle of eyes within that year. Even the second year they won a triple title, they won a triple. So and people hope that he will be able to fit in and emulate that same style. Even Zidane came, a former player of Real Madrid. He came in, won back-to-back Champions League on the 3 consecutive time, winning the La Liga. So many players, I mean, at the same time, there are also other examples of former players who have come from who have also failed woefully. I'm not saying but there are many of them who hope that Xabi will be able to turn the line of Guardiola's and Zidane.
Before we leave the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman has set a new personal UFC record of going 15 fights without a defeat. The record was held by former middle champion Anderson Silva. If he goes on to win his next fight, he will equal the record. Good one coming from the Nigerian nightmare.
Congratulations to him and wish him well.
All right, viewers, at this point, this is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of Sports Orbit. Salifu, thank you for having you on the show today.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
And my name is Afa Acho, your host for today. And until we come your way again tomorrow with another wonderful episode of Sports Orbit, stay safe out there and bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.